town. I'm the one you call when you need a tin up or down. I'm a tin rental man, I'm working all day, getting those stakes in the ground no matter what they say. From sunrise to the night, I make sure everything's right. Yeah, I'm a tin rental man, I'm working all day.
All right, well, we're back today with another episode of Under the Vinyl, a rental management media podcast.
Shout out to our new recording studio. I think we're going to move here.
Yeah, thanks to Robert at Event Essentials and everybody at Event Essentials for having us. It's been great. We did a great live show today, and so they have loaned us their nice conference room to interview our guests today.
Who didn't know we were actually doing this until 7 minutes ago.
Well, if he would have showed up on time this morning, he would have known.
Hey, he got tickets to a concert last night.
He did.
That he didn't know he was going to.
And he drove an hour and 20 minutes there and back, so I'll give it to him.
That's right. My life's impromptu.
So anyways, Austin from JK Rentals. Austin, how you doing, buddy?
Great. We had, like you said, had some coffee this morning, a little pep in the step, but we're here. So
Love it. Well, give us a quick intro on yourself and just your day-to-day job and what you guys do.
yeah, so Kurt, John, they were owners of JK. I'm Kurt's son, and I pretty much grew up doing it. Firemen's picnics is kind of where we all started. That's what I remember when I was real small. And then after high school, I left for the military for a little bit. 8 years I served, and then came back here, started running some of the operations. And yeah, now I'm a operations manager, senior operations manager for JK. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. So trying to take it to the next level.
Well, thanks for your service. And how long ago did you come back into the business?
May of 2022. Yeah, coming up on 4 years now already. It's actually, time's flying by. So
folks who may not know JK Rentals, give us kind of your elevator pitch on what you guys are and who you are.
We are an event and tent-based company, I guess I would say, trying to switch more to the events and the larger structures, tents, trying to get not necessarily away from the backyard stuff, but that's because that's where we started. I think there's still appreciation for all of that stuff, but our focus is definitely on the larger events space. So
And you're based out of Wisconsin?
yes, and then we have another smaller location in North Chicago, which we're slowly improving on, and we get a decent amount of work out of Chicago too, so keeps us busy down there.
Yeah, I heard that Chicago market's kind of opening up. There's really no players in town anymore, so.
Yeah, ever since Marquee kind of closed the doors there and they moved on, so there's a couple other people in the area, but yeah, it's definitely a little more open than it was before.
Well, and so for people who don't know too, JK isn't just your smaller rental company in the area. You guys are traveling the country doing some stuff for some specialized customers. I don't know if you want to share what you guys are doing or kind of what size stuff you're doing, things like that.
Yeah, like I said, we're not that we get away from any of the backyard stuff, but we definitely have some larger scale stuff. We do the Meekum event, which is definitely our largest of all of our events. We've been partnered with Meekum for 20 plus years. I can't remember. I don't know the exact date when Kurt started that whole thing, but yeah, travel nationwide, pretty much follow them around as much as we can. We've been East Coast, West Coast, and yeah, spent a decent amount of time down in Florida. So it's definitely nice during this time of the year.
Well, kind of. We were all three just down in Florida together at ATA, and it was a little cold. Yeah, it was a little cold.
Yeah,
You were complaining. I don't know if you remember that.
I do. There was frost on the ground, and I did not come prepared for the short duration. So
This episode of Under the Vinyl is brought to you by Anchor Tents and Clearspans, a fifth-generation family-owned company making tents and clearspan structures right here in the USA. Anchor isn't just about selling the best products on the market. They share decades of experience and stand beside you as you grow your business. Anchor's craftsmanship and engineering give you a peace of mind and will allow you to use the equipment for years to come, season after season. For the next generation of rental owners and installers, Anchor aims to not just be your supplier, but a trusted partner helping guide you into the right products to grow your business. Call to be connected to your sales rep today, 1-800-544-4445, or visit their website at anchorinc.com. So what makes you guys different in the market right now?
that is a good question. I would say we strive to meet high standards of quality, and then I think service, as you know, service definitely has to come with it, and whatever needs to be done. I mean, like I said, impromptu stuff happens all the time, and you got to make it happen. It's just the way it is. That's the event industry. So
Yeah. Well, we were laughing last night. I guess you and your wife had made plans to do something.
yeah, we actually got hooked up with a concert. The Pork Tornadoes were in town. Shout out to Jerry. No, they came in town. They were in Madison for a show. I think they come a couple times a year up this way, and they had played actually at our wedding. So we've seen them a couple times, but stopped in to see them, say hi. It was a pretty good night. So
That's awesome. And you guys partner a lot with Event Essentials here, correct?
yeah, they're just they're in the proximity in the area here, so we partner with them on these larger weddings, that type of stuff, setting up the structure. They're more focused on the actual wedding and event planning, that type of stuff, where we have the bigger structures, put it up, and then let them do their thing. So I think, like I said, that's kind of our focus moving forward. Is we're trying to get or stay in the larger events, the larger structures, that type of stuff, and then let someone else come in, let the other partners come in and, focus on what they're best at.
You don't want to hang the chandeliers. You don't want to.
It's not that we won't hang the chandeliers. We'll help out where we can, but we don't typically have that type of stuff. I think there might be one dusty chandelier that's left in our inventory right now. So
Fancy stuff.
Yeah. Well, I tell people all the time.
Tent guy.
Yeah. My guys are tent guys.
Right.
They're not going to carry your dish. No, yes, we will carry your dishes.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm going to cringe the entire time because I'm nervous they're going to break them. That's not what they're used to doing.
yeah,
Wash their hands before they touch the liner and the linens. And
yeah, those guys they're not washing their hands and wearing white gloves. That's not there. They don't, if they didn't sign up for this.
What product are you guys currently using as far as flooring and structures?
Flooring, so we have the standard Sherlock / Duratrack, and then we have some of the Granite's Epic flooring, kind of the same thing as the TF 2100, right? Not the same, but it's
kind of the same because we still swap parts and submarine parts from you all, and you same.
and then we still have like a couple of the older school Wanger staging, Bill Jacks, Z-Deck,
Yep.
same thing, interchangeable stuff. So yeah, that's really about it. We have, again, some smaller stuff for dance floors, but not too much in the higher end, premium quality stuff.
And then structure-wise, what are you mainly running?
We have mainly venue, Anchor's venue, and then their Expo series, their 334 profile. And then we also have run some Lowsberger stuff, the Levo, the Arkham, kind of the non-A-frame stuff in Lowsberger, and more of the A-frame style for Anchor.
How has that Levo been for you?
Levo's been good. It's a hot, as now everyone knows, it's the powder coated, the black look. It's like a hot commodity.
If you didn't attend the ATA show,
Every structure was black, and it was either an Arkham or it was black, and it was a garden tent.
Right. Yeah. It's it's the new hotness. So, or well, maybe it's still new. I don't know.
It's the new sexy.
Yeah. So no, it's been good. I think a lot of people like that. It's something. It's something different. It's something that they gravitate towards for some reason. I don't know. It's just the look, but they like it, and yeah, it's doing. I think it's doing what it's
supposed to.
everybody. Yeah, what everyone thought it would do.
Well, and I think that's helping your side of the business grow more too, is just getting that different product and that different thing and bringing it to the market and keeping you guys, keeping everybody relevant when they get something like that. And that just goes into you guys growing your business and how you just added on to the building and you guys are progressively growing. How is it growing and how is it scaling that business right now?
Yeah, that definitely plays a part, I would say. It's, weddings, again, trying to remain event focused as far as what we do, but we do the weddings. So that's where that does come into play. I think everyone knows there's decent money for these premium products. So, and people are willing to pay for it. So I think that we do want to keep pushing towards that part of the industry, right? And, whatever the next thing might be, I don't know if it is. I know you guys have some white powder coated stuff, right? Whatever.
You have the wood grain ones still?
Right, the wood grain stuff. I mean, I don't know what the next answer is, if that's, or if we're
I think it's something. It doesn't have to be a specific thing. It just has to be something.
Something different.
Because in this industry, you get left behind real quick.
So, yeah, I think
Red.
that's right. Yeah,
I like the red.
whatever it is, right? I think you want to be at the front of it, right? Not catching the tailwind. So I think that's like it's important. We had the Levo for coming up on a year and a half.
Yep.
So not that
What was that first job you did with Robert? Your first Levo job?
No, so the first Levo job was with Meekum, now coming up, or I guess just over a year ago. He will hint that he wants something new. So we had obviously that idea. That's kind of where that came from. And then, you knew that you'd be able to get it in for the wedding market and potentially some other corporate stuff. So I think that's the tougher part of that piece is the corporate or the non-wedding style. But I think it's out there. Maybe it just hasn't taken traction
Well,
yet.
and that's really all it takes is you need one customer that you can trust, that wants something different, and you can go bounce ideas off and say, hey, what do you think about this? And that, at least okay, I can put the Levo up at Meekum.
Well, right, that, and he, I think, trusts that. Obviously, we go to the shows, right? We know what the new things that are incoming, and we have the ideas. So it one hand kind of washes the other, and you can trust us to bring something in new that's gonna be in the traction, right? Because that's part of the show. So
Yeah.
Let's jump into the nitty gritty here. So you grew up in the business. Your father is the owner of the business. How was it for you to grow up in this business, and where did you think that this is where you were going to end up?
I guess I didn't really know. I mean, really, my whole family kind of at some point would be in and out, whether it was working part-time during the summer or whatever. They had came in for, full-time at some point. And I think that's the beauty of having a family-owned business, is that you can provide that for, family members to come in and, have a job and have some steady income, right? But yeah, when I left for the military, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I knew I wanted to go serve for some time, and I'm pretty set on trying to be the best at whatever it is that I'm doing. So I found out that wasn't quite. I didn't want to do a full 20. I think 8 years was good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came back. I knew I wanted to come back. I just didn't know 100% where he was at, where the business was at. So I think that's the challenge, though. That's what's the fun part is that I want to take it to the next step, and I want to be. I don't want to say I want to be the reason, but I want to have a good influence on why it was taken to the next step. So I think that's fun.
How is working with your dad every day?
I'm sure I was gonna say I'm sure you can answer. Just like I would. It has its moments. It's good. Like you said, I tried my best to separate the whole family from business side, but you hear me call him Kurt, whatever. That's business side. It's Kurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Try to family side. It's dad. So I don't like to mix those. I don't want to have any hurt feelings or any tears shed between us on the business side, and then have that hurt the family. That's not. That at that point, that it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like you're pretty good about leaving the bullshit at work and then the family at home?
Yeah, I think it's gonna overflow, because that's just the nature of the business. You're gonna bring some stuff home.
I'm just as guilty of it. I'm sure you are. That's what we know.
Right.
Like when we are together outside of work, that's what we have to talk
right.
about.
It's exactly. It's your life. Like that is what everything is kind of dependent upon, right? Yeah. So. Yeah, it overflows, but you, like you said, do your best to contain it and compartmentalize it and put that away for, when we go hunting, something like that, right up north. We don't really want to talk about that. Let's focus on having fun and the other things that are going on throughout our lives. So
when you came back from serving, how old were you?
I would be coming up on 4 years ago, so 27.
So did
Yeah,
you,
just under 27. I actually got out like almost, it was almost right on my birthday. So
when you came back, then did you go back on a crew? What was your job position?
no, I literally drove back. I think I took a week to get myself settled in at the new house that we had just purchased. My wife Logan, she had came back I think a week earlier. She had lined herself up with a job, and then we had the house and everything. We took a week to move in, and then I hopped right in. It was weird at first to come back for sure, because I went out and did like some backyard frame tent with, I remember I think it was like a 20 by 40 with concrete block, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is, they just threw me, yeah, they just threw me out there. It's not like I didn't know what I was doing, but I think it was almost created like a false expectation, like since I grew up with it, that I knew everything. And I was like, guys, like you have to give me a second to like get back up to speed here. And then plus all the stuff that, happened while I was gone, you got to relearn everything and learn all the new tips and tricks and everything.
That was kind of where I was going with that. How did you not you adjust getting back into it, but like how did everybody treat you as you just came back in, being the owner's son, coming back in, you're going to fall in this new role? Did you feel like you had something to prove, or did you feel like you were able to get right back in where you were?
No, I did. I think taking on a new role, I definitely felt I had something, not to necessarily to prove, but I just wanted to prove like, I think a lot of the guys had respect for me, but I wanted to prove that I wasn't just going to come back and start pointing fingers and telling everybody what to do. Like that's not what my plan was. My plan was to put my head down for the first couple of years, right, and basically solidify all that respect and reassure everyone that hey, I'm not here to overrule anyone or start
Take their jobs.
right. Start telling everybody what to do all of a sudden. And I think I showed that, and now I'm kind of, like I said, moving up a little bit, and now I can actually make some decisions, and I think everyone, is behind me as far as whether it's a right decision or a wrong decision. I'm not always going to have the right answer, but they're at least behind me in my decision making, and that's the way forward for that. So
Did you take anything from the military that you were able to implement in the business?
oh man, yeah, no, for a lot. Yeah, I have a lot of good buddies that I'm still, like, we have a group chat from 2018 to 2020. I served with those guys, and I mean, it's literally to this day we still text each other and everything. So I took a lot of leadership. I think that's one of the biggest things that I did bring back, leadership in organization, because we ran at a extremely high level, and yeah, it was something that I you can't really obtain too many other places. So
Yeah.
very grateful for that.
I feel like holding just standard values, just being on time, the organization, everything and it just
For today.
yeah.
On time today.
Well, in his mind, he was on time. To be fair, he was on time. But yeah, I just feel I learned when I started in the industry at A's Rental, there was J.W. Sharp always taught me. He had served, and if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. And I am always early to everything, except for when I'm with my wife. Shout out my wife, I love you. But we're always late when I'm with her. But I always have taken little things like that from people who serve.
Yeah, it's funny. We actually just watched like I don't know, it was a 2-minute Instagram reel or whatever. We have these monthly, we call them huddles. And it's literally a 15-minute meeting to talk about whoever we call it is the quarterback of the discussion. You can talk about whatever you want. It is 15 minutes. We set a timer, and you go through whatever topic you want, and maybe leave a little time for some discussion afterwards. But once the timer hits 15 minutes, like it's done, it's over. So I think that's a cool way to help someone get something that they might see as a problem or want to highlight right off of their chest, and like make everyone aware. And one of the topics was definitely being on time, and just to your point, right? Like, hey, if you show up 15 minutes early, like that's a sign of respect to that. Hey, I'm going to give this person my attention. Like they deserve more than that. So it's something that I think I take probably harder than most people, about just showing up on time or just being there on time. And yeah, if you're a lead of some sort, right, or you're in charge of something, well, yeah, you should be 30 minutes early so that way everything is going smooth because you show up on, right on time, let's just say. That's when stuff starts to go wrong and then you're trying to react and you don't have time to react at that point, right? Like you're already behind schedule at that point.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I know Kevin Moore out at Ultimate Events. Him and I talk about this every time I see him, but he does a bonus structure. So you can get paid $1 more an hour if you show up every day that week on time.
Oh, wow.
wow.
Okay, you ready for this?
Impressive, actually.
Typically, only 1 to 2 people out of his like 80 staff members get the bonus.
Interesting.
See, that blows my mind because, so I guess how we have it structured right now is that pretty much as soon as you're clocked in, like the time starts, like you're getting paid, right? So why would you, unless you're told otherwise, why are you not showing up early? Like if you're already getting paid,
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it makes sense because essentially every hour before you're supposed to show up,
There's a free hour.
well, and it's overtime,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
right?
think it's
Like,
different.
That's how I'm looking at it, at least.
I think it's different with the younger generation today, though, coming in.
100% it is.
Saying that, unfortunately, I'm not hating on the younger generation, so everybody listening.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's just one of those things where I think it's something that's forgotten and hasn't been passed along anymore. It's like, and a lot more people are working from home, so they're not having to check in at a certain time, right? Where there's a lot of people in our industry that still have to check in at a certain time, but it's almost like a lost art too. To show up 15 minutes early, drink your coffee, hang out for a minute, then clock in, or they show up too early, clock in too early, and then go sit around
And drink their coffee. Oh, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, maybe that isn't a testament to that, is that with the flexible schedule that everybody had, during COVID, and you can work at your own pace as long as you're getting your work done, that, yeah, maybe there isn't
the push.
right to be on time. Because I even find that with myself, like if I'm furthering any education or something like that, right, unless I have something pushing me to do it, I guess I'm right. I'm not forcing myself to do it. Where if I'm on a schedule or like a regiment, like, no, I have to get this done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fail, right? Like, and you're not. No one's.
It's an accountability thing, really. I mean, that's why I'm a big calendar guy. If
Nate loves his calendar.
it's in my calendar and if it's set there, that's everything. But if it's not there, we'll see.
You want to talk to Nate, you better send him a calendar invite.
Hey, I've
Only if he accepts it.
Yeah.
I have 3 kids. I have a lot going on. So with that, how are you keeping people and retaining people, and how are you guys kind of hiring?
Especially with your traveling nationally. I know
Traveling nationally, being in the snow, all the little things that hit you.
Yeah, I think that is something that, like, I kind of was explaining to our guys now that when we go to Florida come December and January, it's kind of a bonus, right? Because you're getting out of the cold weather. And for the past 2 weeks here, I think we had a high of 13 in the past 2 weeks.
with a wind chill of
Right.
negative 52.
And I think it was how many ever weeks ago now, it was negative 20 on the one weekend. And yeah, it's bone chilling. No one's trying to work in any of that. So yeah, we look at it like a bonus to go down to Florida and start traveling, right? To get away from the snow. And on top of it, yeah, of course whenever you're traveling, you're trying to incentivize it in some way, shape or form. So we're working through a lot of that stuff just to see what works, what doesn't, what's best for the guys, what works well for us. And like I said, trying to see what they want, because whatever, ultimately those are the guys that are putting the tents up. It's not always me, or it's not always whoever the sales guy is on the job. So it's important to figure out what their needs are and what makes their lives easier. Because if you want to keep them around well and you want them to keep traveling, then that's what you have to do. You have to meet their expectations.
Well, we were just talking about this out there, you and I. Sometimes it's not keeping them happy. It's figuring out how to keep their families happy. That's the hardest part about traveling. Especially I see it at these shows now. Everyone's crews seem to be getting older.
Yeah.
So they have wives, they have kids. It's like we discuss it when we travel at work, like, okay, well, Kevin's been on the road for 5 weeks now, and I know his wife's going to start to maybe get a little angry. And so you got to figure out a way to keep her happy. Kevin doesn't care. He likes it. He's having fun, but it's sometimes you got to remember that, yeah, they have lives too, outside of what we're doing. And that's one of the hardest parts about traveling.
Well, finding that balance.
Yeah.
Got to find the balance.
Yeah, I think we try to swap out guys, if they want to. Again, it's a lot of guys like to stay down there and get collect the hours, collect the paycheck. But if guys want to come back for whatever reason, like if they have a family event, man, like let us know. That stuff's important. You're only going to get, especially if you have kids, you're only going to get so many of those, and then after that, it's gone. So we will do our best to work around everyone's schedule as much as we can. Obviously sometimes when push comes to shove, it just is what it is. But family is definitely important because, like you said, keeping the wives and the family happy is going to allow you to continue to do your job. And even as you've seen, Logan came to the show or to the event last night, and then we had went to the concert and everything. So it was good to get her involved and get her out of the house.
Well, you've been on the road. You were away last week.
Yeah, we went down to, well, like I said, we were just finishing up the Kissimmee event down there, or the Meekum Kissimmee event rather, and then I stopped in over at the ATA show, and now came back here and came to another event. But
Well, I think all of our wives have the same complaint about all of us. So when we can get them together and let them talk about us being gone,
well, yeah, we had talked about at the area show bringing them, and last night I think we had met a lady, and she had said that that's the ARA show is the big event where maybe more a little bit
it's good for significant others,
family friendly, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things to do. They can come to the show, and while you're not at the show, go do whatever it is that they want to do. In Orlando, there's plenty of stuff to do.
My wife came to Vegas last year, and I think yours did.
Mine did too. My wife's coming this year.
So it was good. It's good to have them come and also just experience and meet the people that we talk about and make those connections so they know who we're around and things like that. So that's been fun. But also even your sales staff, you guys, it looked like you got some new faces in the office. How has the office staff been, not just the road guys, but just the office staff been and growing that side?
So that's something I think we're transitioning a little bit in our business is just, and I think you kind of know it too, right? Your sales guys, I mean, there are your
And ladies.
your sales team is sometimes not always like the traditional sales team. They're also the guys that are out there, they're project managing as well. They're not just selling to sell. And I think that's kind of what makes this industry unique, right? And yeah, that's something we're working on as far as.
I kind of agree with what you're saying, that if you have a project manager who also sells, it makes things so much easier because they're able to take the project from conception to finished product.
Right. There's no disconnect,
In that case, if it's someone who just sells and then hands it off to operations, that's where you get your disconnect. So you got to really make sure your sales staff is sales and project management, so that way they can.
But it's also the only way they're going to learn. I mean, we talk about that all the time. I hired Taylor in Nashville for me last year. And she had been in events and stuff like that, but she had never physically been on tents or seen tents. And the first job that she did with me was NASCAR. And that was also when my wife was going through some stuff. So I was in and out. And so she helped me manage on site, but she was also being able to see physically and learn physically on site and see the stuff. So it's not just like you're selling it. You're out there physically seeing it, touching it, understanding it. Otherwise, I mean, you're never going to learn this industry.
Well, yeah. And we had highlighted to our marketing lady, Ashley, in some of the posts that, she was able to come out and watch the guys build and experience the event and everything. And she's like, well, that's, it's necessary to see how everything kind of comes together. And like you said, get everyone involved, make them understand how everything works and all the steps and processes that take place for things to get where they need to be. So
what makes somebody successful then at JK?
What makes somebody successful? I mean, success can be defined in obviously many different ways. And I think that's on each individual person, right? Like, that's not me telling you, hey, Kyle, you're successful because of this. Like, if you set a goal out to be whatever it is that you wanted to be in the company, or you were going to do something, I mean, that's success, right? It's not, I don't think and it's kind of judged on your failures too. It's like, if you fail at something and then the next time you knock it out of the park, well, that's success.
Exactly.
Right? So, there's no real, I don't think, metric. That's an individual basis, and however somebody wants to set their goals or, meet an achievement, that's on them.
Are you asking them?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's something too, I think with our culture, hasn't really, we've always just had a very put our heads down and grind.
And
That's everybody. That's everybody.
it's so funny, and to get that culture to shift is so hard.
It's tough. You know, you start asking the guys, hey, like, what's your goals? Like,
yeah.
And
But nobody's ever done that, and that's the thing. And it's not bad. It's tough because, and it's no knock to anybody before us at all whatsoever.
You didn't have to. You didn't.
No, you didn't have to. People just jumped in and did it, and now it's a totally different way that you have to create culture. So I get it, and we want everybody's culture to be better, but like that just hasn't been a thing for this industry.
As the labor market gets harder, that's going to be what defines how successful you can be.
Oh yeah.
It's not about what tents you own. It's not about how many trucks you own. It's about your staff. And it's not the ownership. Take them out of it. It's the guys on the ground, boots to the floor. And you need, we talk about this so much. We got to find a new topic. But you need to give them the career path to come into this. And you need that. Really, they make our businesses successful. Austin, me, you, we can say all the stuff we want, but it's the guys putting the tents up every day. And we need them. So,
well, and we've all been through that. All three of us have been through it and in their positions that we know what that's like and what it takes. And we're grateful to be in the positions that we're currently in today. So we want to build those people up to because we know that what that feels like.
Like I had a meeting with a guy before I went down to Florida, and I flat out told him, my goal for you is that you in 2 years are doing my job. That's what I want for you.
Yeah.
yeah, I think, you know, one of those things that will help that along is repetition, right? Like if you're continuously asking these guys, hey, what's your goal? I think they need some structure to it too. The easiest thing to Google is like how to set a goal, whatever. This comes up with the SMART goal. But I think writing it down is huge, right? And that's something where you can see it. You know, you're looking at this stuff every day, or it doesn't have to be you writing it down. It can be a simple picture on the wall of whatever it is that you're after, right? But repetition on, like you said, every morning, like, no, you wake up and you see the picture. You're like, okay, yeah, like I want that. I want that.
So what's Austin's goals within the next 1 to 3 years?
What's my goal?
And not fight with his father.
Yeah. No, so my goal is, and this is more on a personal level, but we're gonna keep our family growing. I think that's important. Keep them healthy, and then I think we're looking to move at some point. We want to be able to build a house, get a decent chunk of land where the kids can go and beat the crap out of each other outside or something.
Take them hunting. And
Yeah, whatever. Ride some UTVs, 4-wheelers, or whatever around it. Something like that. Yeah, pretty much. And I think that's our mine and my wife's goal right now. Obviously, the business is where that goes is gonna help drive some of that too. So yeah, that's for me personally. That's my goals.
And there's something that excites you for what's coming up for JK and just the industry as a whole then, goal-wise?
Yeah, I think just hopefully the ever expanding business and the connections. I mean, what I would say a year ago, I didn't really meet you guys. I didn't know too many people. I still going to continue that. I think that's the real exciting part is just all the connections. I have a good amount of connections from in the military that I can reach back to. And like I had said, I mean, I'm texting these guys on, maybe monthly or whatever it was to you start up somebody shoots a text out or says something stupid and it
Fires off from there.
He chirps up. So I think the making more connections is definitely on the list. And then continuing to just grow our Chicago office so that way we can have a reason to, expand that office.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny, the other day at ATA, he came up to me. He's like, is that Kevin over there? And I was like, yeah. He goes, I should probably go introduce myself.
Yeah, we're all in a group text together.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was, for the longest time, like I said, we went out to Houston and visited Houston Tents and Events. They were setting up the Levo and we were.
Oh, and you never saw Darren?
Never saw it.
Weird. That's ironic.
Never saw Darren.
We don't see him much either on job sites.
We went to, I don't know, it was another ARA show. I think he was there, but yeah, I just never connected with him again. And then, at the ATA show, I was finally connected with him. I was like, finally.
You do exist.
Yeah, a year and a half later. So.
Well, he's got Steven, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, before we close out here, let's hit you with some rapid fire questions. What's your favorite piece of equipment?
Oh man, I think we got a skid steer, a track skid steer. And the only reason I say that is because you can throw multiple attachments on there and we can do, we'll take that stuff and do some personal stuff back.
Personal stuff. There you go.
Tenox just showed me a video of their steak puller that they have, that rotating vibrating thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Crazy.
So it's actual puller?
Yeah, the one you guys use.
The same, okay, yeah. So Kurt had, I don't know exactly what he all came up with, he doesn't like to share some of that stuff sometimes, but yeah, we have it's like a vibrator that will drive, which it's not as good at driving through, say, asphalt.
Yeah.
But come grass, yeah, it's a vibrator that will put them in and then also pull them out, which, it saves on the labor because it's a one-man show at that point, right?
Absolutely. Most stressful event type?
I would say probably in that when we are prepping for Meekum, one, because everyone wants to take vacation around Thanksgiving, right? And you have all the holidays coming up. There's a lot of prep work that comes with that. And, I'm getting yelled at for not having any plans together.
Or trucks on the road.
Yeah, and in my personal life. And then on top of that, I'm trying to pull all that stuff together and make sure that everybody's lives are a lot easier.
Yeah. One tool you couldn't live without?
Oh man, that's a stumper. One tool I couldn't live without. I don't think there's not much that I couldn't live without. I mean, I would figure it out.
And spud wrench is mine.
You'll say Nate.
You'll figure it out regardless of whatever it is. I'm trying to think of like a phone or a laptop or something, like whatever. I mean,
I think I could live without my phone.
Right, we can figure that stuff out. I would just say I don't want to, it's like a not, my family is, I wouldn't be able to live without them because they're here to support me and pretty much everything that I do. So.
What a humble guy. Best advice he's ever received?
Patience. I think let
me know how you get those.
Yeah.
If you could teach a course on that.
That's been something I'm sure that everybody hears. It's always kind of said by my grandpa, passed down, and I passed down to me. I keep asking why things don't move faster. Why can't we do this faster? Why am I not getting this? Blah, blah, blah. And yeah, patience. I think that is very, very underestimated and undervalued of how, like, a virtue. So.
And worst job site moment? You can keep it PG or you can give us some graphic.
Worst job site moment.
Is there a time where you just exploded, or you've had just customer explode?
No, not for me personally. I guess as far as like on the customer, definitely everyone, when you start working longer hours and, the heat of the summer, you got a couple different jobs going on at once. You lose it on, you don't really lose it, but you're snappy, right? Your reactions aren't where they normally are, and the guys feel that. And I think the best way that I try to remind myself is calm breeds calm. So, if you're...
Yeah, you can't let them see.
Right, and that's tough, man.
And then not taking it home.
Yeah, it's tough to keep your composure, right? Yeah, and as soon as you do keep it calm, like you're saying, throughout the entire build down, you're going home where you want to at least release and let everything out, and that's not there. That's the wrong answer, too. So there was a time, I think this past couple months ago, there's just more jobs that came up while I was working on the job and was trying to coordinate stuff and finish, a higher end, a VIP type of job. And, it's just, you just lose it. You snap.
That's what I like. I've called you just screaming. I'm not mad at you, Nate. I just need someone to yell at.
Well, otherwise you take it home and it's, I think the word is, I'm not your employee.
Yeah.
So.
Has your wife ever said that to you?
Yeah. So I think that we have to vent to
someone.
The group text helps vent.
I have left Kevin Vasquez like 10-minute voicemails of me just screaming.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
I think it makes it even more special because we can all relate at some way, shape, or form to that. So
it's a support group for sure. This industry, you have to have support groups in this industry.
Well, and that's what coming to events like this, the best part is, yes, education and all that stuff's great, but just hanging out with people. No matter what size business you have, we literally all have the same exact problem.
Well, and I've talked to Austin several times on the phone, but the first time we hung out was just when we went out to
Savannah.
Savannah, when we went there for YPN. And so it was good. And then, we've all talked ever since then. So it's just the network events are huge. That's what this industry relies on. So, Kyle, you want to ask our last question?
Best piece of advice for someone coming back into a family business. We'll change it up for Austin.
Best piece of advice for someone coming back into a family business. Like I said, I think if you grew up with it, right, and you have guys who've been there for 10, 15, 20 years, right, and they're obviously fairly loyal to your company, is that, yeah, you need to, again, put your head down, stay humble, right? You're not better. You're not the new hotness. They don't care. Put your head down, grind, and, gain the respect of them. And then I think, with that, going back to what I said, it will lead into like the whole patience thing, just time will set its course, and you can gain some experience and hopefully make some more informed decisions, right?
Perfect. Well, we appreciate you coming on today. Is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to, anybody that mentored you or just helped you get to where you are today?
So
Not even his dad. Not even,
well,
Kurt.
He's trying to think outside of Kurt. I see where he's going.
I was gonna say, yeah, definitely my family. Like I said, they've supported me through climbing quite literally everything. The amount of traveling that I do is not easy. I know it's not easy on my wife, so shout out to you, Logan. And then going back to the leadership and all the skills that I think I gained over while my time in the military, just the Foxtrot group that I was with, those guys mean a lot to me. So, and they have taught me, really invaluable stuff. So
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, we appreciate you jumping on today. I know this was thrown together last minute.
yeah, no, this is great.
But we appreciate you, and I'm glad that we finally get to know you a little bit deeper. So, this has been another episode of Under the Vinyl, the Rental Management Media Podcast.